Hey guys, what's up? It's once again mp4podcast.com, and today we're taking a look at Flare for the iPhone 3GS, iPhone 4, iPod Touch 4th generation, and iPad 2. Now Flare is said to be the first mobile application for HDR, but it's actually tone mapping, and people kind of mix the two together because they kind of give the similar effect. Give you an example what HDR is when you take a picture that's underexposed, and then you take another one that's overexposed, you merge those two together, and you have perfect exposure of everything. I'm going to be leaving some examples that you guys can check out. Some of it's going to be tone mapping, and some of it will be HDR. Now, tone mapping is, let's say, give you an example. Let's say I'm taking a picture of a safari out in the desert, and so let's say I have red sand, a brown, let's say brown sand, and I have a red Ferrari. I have black tires, and I have a blue sky. Okay. Now, what tone mapping is going to do is that there's a bunch of colors that your LCD screen or your electronic display cannot display, but the data is in the JPEG or the bitmap or whatever your device takes, or even your video file. So what it does is it takes those colors that can't be displayed, let's say for the Ferrari, the red, and it's going to bring in more red, and it's going to bring in a nice poppy color to your Safari, and it's going to pop the detail in the sky, especially if you have clouds and stuff like that. Keep in mind that sometimes this isn't the best way to film people because it does exaggerate the skin tones. However, it's a really cool, the tone mapping is cool if you're doing like buildings, skies, stuff like that, trees or flowers or whatever. So anyway, let's open up the application. And right now the filter is not on, but however, let's go to the application. And right here, now this is the first filter. Saturation is medium. Mood is neutral, used for portraits. And now if you look at the white part of the checkerboard, you can tell how much overexposed is. You can see on the line right there. I'm going to turn that off, and it comes back a little bit. As you can see, especially the whites get extremely blown out. Now here is the medium filter, so let's look at this one. This is high. Dramatic range is high, saturation is high, mood is warm, used for landscapes. Okay, so I'm going to turn that back on so you can see how exaggerated it is. Now you're not going to be able to see this exactly how I see it because I'm filming off of the camcorder, but there is some white here in this black part of the checkerboard in the stone, and this is becoming red. So it's pulling out detail that is really hard to see. Here we go to the third filter. This one is high dramatic range, saturation is medium, mood is cool, and landscape. Now that the white part of the stone right here that's in the black, that's showing up as black on the iPod Touch. And let me just see if I can film a little bit of this. Maybe you can see, you can probably see some white right here that's in the stone. So it's really pulling out detail that's harder to see so you can get an idea of it. Now, what I do kind of like about this application, now if you want to go back to full screen, all you have to do is go like this, click it down, and I'm just record something for a quick second in here, and I'll stop this. And here's the video right here, and you can save it to camera roll. You can send it to YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, Flickr, and more. So it has a lot of options about that. So that's kind of cool. Now I do want to say this is, if you have the iPhone 3GS, it's kind of cool because you can kind of emulate that cheap VHS camcorder look because the colors are kind of wacky, so it's kind of cool for that. Now if you're on one of the newer devices where you don't have the 4:3 ratio, what you could do is you could put some masking tape over, and I'd probably recommend going to CVS or whatever, and if you know that those yellow sticky things people write notes on, You can put that over the screen a little bit, and it's probably somewhere around here. You can play around with it, take some videos, and try to figure out where it is, and try to get that 4:3. Then you can emulate VHS. And one of the reasons for emulating the VHS look is because VHS look is actually having a little bit of a comeback because of the retro thing. You know, a lot of people uploading old commercials and whatever, and people are trying to have flashbacks. They want to pretend like there's some old footage in a movie. So if you don't have a VHS camcorder or an 8mm or whatever, this is an easy way to emulate that look if you need it. One other thing, this only records in 360p, so that was a little bit of a bummer. However, if you're looking for that VHS look, it kind of works out perfectly. It's a fun application just to play around with. However, the only cameras I know that record in dramatic range in HD are the Olympus cameras. Some of their models do record in dramatic range, and actually may even call it something else, but it's dramatic range. Emulates HDR. I'll try to leave some links in the description box if you guys want to check out that stuff. So once again, guys, this is mp4podcast.com signing out. And Flare is a cool application. It'll probably really be a great application when the iPhone 5 comes out, and we're going to have dual-core processors. Now, the iPad 2 does have dual-core processors. However, it's the only one right now that has a dual-core. And most of these applications, like the 8mm application or whatever, they're probably all going to be updated to do, 480p or even 720p in real time with all these filters on, because everybody's going to be updating. So all the iPhone users will have dual core, all the iPod Touch users will have dual core, all the iPad 2 guys, they're all dual core, so everybody will be dual core. So I'm really excited to see where these applications are going to be going. So once again, guys, this is mp4podcast.com signing out. You guys take care. Later, guys. Bye.